You know, when you found out the Father's love, that's transformative, eh? You found out the Father loves you. I remember one of the meetings some years ago, driving to the cafe, coming out of St. Albert's class, and as we came up the mountain, we stopped to, at that big spot, to look outside to just take a look, stretch our legs, and coming back to what we call the Mother City, the far-flung places. And we got out and walked around, stretched our legs, and at that time we had two sons, Jason and Luke. Luke was just under 2, Jason was maybe 4, 3.5, 4. And so we got out and was looking around, Colin and I, and Jason took his brother by the hand and led him for a little way. And the moment that I heard Jason scream, he said, "Daddy, Daddy, the baboons have got Luke." Those baboons up there, they snatched it. And we're making it down the mountain with my son.
Oh my.
Something in me interrupted. I just took off after that baboon. I screamed at him so loudly. The baboon ran home. Dropped my son. I don't know whether he was going to be raised a baboon or just become a baboon supper. Either way, he came back to me.
Yeah.
And I've never forgotten it because something in me just erupted. I think the Father speaks like that over us.
Yes.
When we say, "Daddy, Daddy, Father God," the devil has taken my brother, my sister, my child.
Yes.
And the Father says, "Enough, let it go."
Amen.
So I want to speak to you about this point, just a little bit about setting captives free. Setting captives free. So there was, and there's many types of captivity. We'll touch on that in a moment. But one of the captivities is the challenge of parenting. How many of you got kids? How many of you understand parenting? Eh? The joys, the agony, and the ecstasy. I remember reading about a couple that were traveling in Europe somewhere in Greece, and they wrote this card to their son, and they said, "We're standing on the cliffs of Sparta, where the ancients used to gather and throw their delinquent children down the cliff." I wish you were here. How do you feel like that? So there's one lady, she's a good Catholic lady, she comes to the priest one day, she's talking to a neighbor, and the neighbor says, "You know what, you're having battles with your kids, I can see that. Why don't you take them to the priest? He'll sort them out." She said, "That's a pretty good idea." So she goes off to the priest with the 2 boys, and she says to him, "Father," they call him, "Father, I'm having such difficulty with my boys, how can't you help me?" So he says, "Okay, wait outside." And he brings the one boy in, and he says to the boy, "Sonny, where is God?" And the boy's eyes get big, and he says to the second time, "Where is God?" And he just shakes his head. And the third time the priest asks him, "Where is God?" And he's so afraid at that point, he jumps up, runs up to him, grabs his brother's hand as he comes past the door outside, and says, "We've got to get out of here. They've lost God, and they're trying to put it on us." Jesus said, "These signs will follow those who believe. In my name, they will cast out demons." And I want to speak today about deliverance, about inner healing, about setting captives free. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free, says Paul in Galatians 5. That He set us free. And Jesus spoke about freedom again and again. You'll know the truth will set you free. Those who the Son sets free will be free indeed. All of that. And just going to one place which He owned as his primary mandate for His ministry in Luke chapter 4. He says in verse 18, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me, because He has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, and to release the oppressed, and proclaim the year of the Lord's favor." Amen. That's the mandate that He had, and He told us later in John's Gospel, "As the Father sent me, so send I you." We've been sent to do the very thing that Jesus began. Another way of putting it, we're a continued Christmas. The Word became flesh in Him. The Word continues to become flesh in you and me. Jesus' mandate is our mandate. To go proclaim captives, freedom for the captives, and healing for the blind, etc. That's our call. And when you look at the life of Jesus and how he did that again and again and again, the thing he got most excited about, remember in Luke 8, he said that guy whose name was Legion because he had many demons. Remember the story in Luke 8? Set him free. And then just 2 chapters later, he's commissioning his disciples to go do the same thing. And the whole chapter 10 of Luke is in commissioning his disciples. And they go out and then they come back and they report how even the demons are subject to them in his name. You know there's a difference between power and authority. Power is the strength you have to actually fix something. It's like a little traffic officer who's tiny, but he's able to stop a 22-wheeler. Not because of his power, but because of his authority. And you see, it's not in our natural strength that we can effect anything, but it's in the authority that we have, the capacity to bring change. And we have authority in Jesus' name. Amen. All authority, he says, has been given to me. It's past tense. Go therefore. That's why in the Vineyard we proclaim we are participating in the kingdom that is already broken in. We're participating in a kingdom that is here now. We're not proclaiming something that is only to come. We know that it has begun. Sure, there's more to come. But there's enough of it present for us to live a celebration and acknowledgement the kingdom is here. And we have an authority to continue proclaiming that kingdom, ushering it in, speaking it into being. And that's our mandate. So Jesus in that Luke 10 passage, after the disciples all come back and they report the wonderful things that had happened, and he says, and the Bible says he got excited in spirit. In Luke 10, he got excited in spirit, and he said, I saw Satan fall. He's like celebrating like we saw last night, 4 minutes off the time when the Springboks got that. How many watched last night? Did you? I wanted to. The rest were all praying, weren't you? Well, they did work, by the way. Thank you. They did work. 4 minutes into overtime. What a moment. But imagine Jesus' excitement when he sees the enemy falling. And he sees him falling not just because what he did, but because it has begun. He's imparted to others, and they themselves are now advancing the kingdom, and with joy seeing captives set free. What a moment. And it's this amazing thing. But then he goes on to say, but don't rejoice merely for these things that happen. Rejoice that your names are written in the book of life. Rejoice because of the Father's love for you. Not for the gifts you get from the Father, but from who you are to the Father and who he is to you. Never forget that, because that's where the real freedom lies. It's not in the candy he brings, not in the gifts he imparts, it's in who he is. His presence. In his presence is fullness of joy. That's the presence of God. That's the primary freedom. Primary freedom is knowing his presence. Hey, listen, I heard you guys work by the calendar, not the clock. Is that true? Are we okay with the calendar? That's what I like you guys. That's what I like about you guys here. But let me go back to Luke chapter 8 in the story. Watch what this guy you can read the whole story for yourself, verse 26 right through to 39. The healing of this guy who comes and he's been outcast, he's living amongst the tombs, and he's hurting himself, he's shouting, he's deranged, he's struggling, and every time they tie him up, he even breaks the chains, and he's in trouble. This guy is in so much trouble. It drives him, the Bible says in verse 29, he'd been driven by the demons into solitary places. So one of the ways you know that you've come into freedom is that you're free to relate meaningfully with others. When you're living in isolation, take that as a sign that you may well be in trouble. That your soul may well be in trouble. Because Jesus says, by this shall all men know that you're my disciples. That's why I celebrate your community. Because the fact that you can be community is because Jesus has put something in your hearts. Because he has changed your heart, taken away your self-centeredness, taken away your pride, and enabled you to, as Craig was articulating just now, serve well, serve the wider community. 500 people here, was it yesterday or Friday? You know, just the willingness to serve others and be other-orientated, like John the Baptist said, I must decrease that he might increase. That's what makes it possible. And we are not the main honcho of our lives. Jesus is the center, and we bring others in. Let me just say to those of student leadership just now, he wants us to lead with servant hearts. The kind of leadership Jesus had was washing feet, serving. And he says, who wants to be greatest in the kingdom must be least of all in servanthood towards others. Learning to serve and learning to connect. So this guy's in solitary places, living alone, and Jesus says, what's your name? He says, Legion, because there are many demons that have gone into him. And then there's the whole big story about the pigs. Remember that? Jesus cast the demons into the pigs, and then this is what happens. After this had happened, the people came and they saw that the man from whom the demons had gone out was sitting at Jesus' feet, dressed and in his right mind, seated, clothed, and no longer deranged, no longer insane. Isn't that a lovely picture of what the gospel does?
Yes, sir.
The gospel is the power of God and the salvation to all who believe. So let's just unpack that from this guy had many demons. Hey, there are many demons that flow around in our lives too. Things that hold us in bondage. We've got a campaign running, if you're running for something 30-something years in our church. We're passionate to see people living on a cash basis, debt-free. It's just one of the values we aspire to. Just last week we celebrated another person jumped up and said, this week I became debt-free. We celebrate that. Debt is a horrible thing. It debilitates you, makes it the tail and not the head. And there's a difference between a debt and a business agreement that you're honoring, or a mortgage bond that you're paying. But if you take on mortgages that you can't pay, or loans that you can't repay, that becomes debt. God doesn't want us to be in debt. So there are many forms of bondage. Another form, I'll just run through a bunch of them here, would be entitlement. The entitlement trap, which makes us think like we are victims. It all depends on others. Our happiness depends on what others do for us. Hey, we can't stop what comes to us. We can only choose what we do about what comes to us, right? We've got a saying, you can't stop the birds flying over your head, but you can choose where they're going to nest in your head. That's your choice. Chase those things on. Don't receive them. So we need to be a people that recognize the varieties of bondages. Rather jokingly spoke about parenting, but some of our homes, there's lots of pain in our homes. Lots of pain. Lots of pain. As a marriage counselor, I want to say to you, it never ceases to surprise me and rather disturb me how many people don't experience intimacy in their homes. It's gone out the window. A week, fortnight, a month, a year. My worst case, I'll just tell you quickly, was a couple that were married, and in 22 years of marriage, they had intimacy 3 times. And they had 3 kids. That's what we call jackpot parenting. It's not what God intended. It's not what He intended. He wanted us to express His nature together in our unions. And there's lots of confusions that flow around and keep people in bondage, and people weep into pillows at night. Some of you maybe have delinquent children, or some of your children might have delinquent parents. One of the tragic realities of our day is the prevalence of pornography as a bondage. It's a demonic thing. Huge industry. Some people think the internet was invented so that this contagion could spread, because it's one of the primary uses of the internet is the flow of pornography that flows around the world. And here's the thing, like for this demoniac, this legion, it was bound all those things, doing the solitary places. Pornography doesn't connect you, it disconnects you. There's also a form of pornography, of what I would call spiritual lust, that even happens in well-meaning churches, when we pursue the things of God more than God Himself. And we run after faddism and the latest experience. We hear people laughing, or hear people are falling. Well, nothing there. We love to laugh and fall, it's wonderful. And we can jump and shout for the best of them, and that's wonderful. But those things should be an expression of our pursuit of God, and our enjoyment of God, rather than an end in and of themselves. Yes. I mean, really, I love the flow of the Spirit. I love it, and I've had an ongoing experience, those tangible phenomena of the Spirit upon us. But we don't ever in the Vineyard and in our churches here want to be pursuing the phenomenon more than the Father Himself. Amen. When we pursue the Father, the phenomenon, hey, they take on another dimension. I remember years ago, I was reflecting with my son Caleb last night. I've got a son living in my third son living in Woodstock. He didn't get taken by the Rubens, by the way. He's in Woodstock, doing business there. I reminded him of a conversation we had many years ago. Just I used to take my kids on a weekly date, go out for a milkshake with Dad, just so we could share hearts with each other, and we used to do this repeatedly. And one day I thought to myself, he's a youngster. He's probably coming for the milkshake. He's enduring his dad so he can get the milkshake. I said, God, Edward, what about this milkshake? If there was no milkshake on offer this afternoon, would you still have come with me? And with tears in his eyes, he says to me, Dad, I'm sorry you even had to ask that question. I just want to be with you. I just want to be with you. And the Father wants us to have the same heart. Are we just with him because we're going to wobble and fall and shake and laugh and roll like the rest of them? Or is it because of the Father's presence? Wow. You know, pornography, let me just give you a couple of facts. 3 out of 5 divorces are now directly related to pornography. 2 out of 5 church-going men, these are from some surveys that have done given statistical reports. 2 out of 5 church-going men watch porn several times a week according to this porn survey. About 80% of 15 to 17-year-olds have been exposed already to hardcore porn. The adult pornography industry reports that 20 to 30% of their traffic comes from children. You can see the invasiveness of this thing. Half of all Christian families report that pornography is a problem in their homes. Over 40% of women and 60% of men are dealing with sexual addiction in one form or another. Let's get honest about the demons that keep us trapped and away from authentic relating and give us pseudo relationships that is not the real thing that the Lord wants for us. So, just like Legion, we too need to know what the freedom from captivity actually means for us. And there are other captivities. Just staying with our homes, for example. I read a book recently which is very helpful to me, strange to say. And I'll tell you why it's strange, because the title says men are like waffles, women are like spaghetti. Because you see, how many eat a waffle? When it's made of a good pattern, there's blocks on it. Men work with blocks. Things, there are a block for this and a block for that. A block for money, a block for work, a block for our relation, a block for my golf or my whatever, and a block for sex, quite a big block. And women, spaghetti, everything connects with everything. There's no demarcation between this and that. It's all together. One thing impacts on another and another. See, I'm going to give you a secret, and this might say something your marriage is great. I found out early on that when my wife wants to talk to me, we just got into bed, she wants to tell me about something. I dare not, it's an unforgivable sin to fall asleep while she's talking. So I found out that it wasn't worth running the risk. So I would look at it and I know with that look, this is a conversation you dare not fall asleep in here. So I know headboard, there's quite a sharp point. I lift myself up, put that point behind my head. Keep me awake. And the pain would keep me awake. And I would listen as best I was able. But if you don't, it's going to take you weeks sorting out why you didn't listen. Let alone the issues you're trying to tell you about. We've got to work these things out. Sometimes in our marriages there's pain because of things we haven't come to understand about each other. We're not there for each other. And we're going to have it all adjusted. I'll tell you a couple of other things I found out that helped me. You know, I don't think there's a greater pain than the pain in the home. And a lot of it has to do with the way that we haven't taken the trouble to really understand each other. So, a man has 6 items in his bathroom: toothbrush, toothpaste, shaving cream, razor, bar of soap, and a towel from the Holiday Inn. The average number of items in a typical woman's bathroom is 337. And a man will not be able to identify most of these items. It's insane that a woman has a last word in any argument. Anything a man might say after that is the beginning of a new argument. So you can imagine the pain that we have to endure sometimes in our lives. knows all about her children. She knows about the dentist appointments, about their romances, about their best friends, their favorite foods, their secret fears, and their hopes and their dreams. The man is vaguely aware of some short people living in the house. Guys, one of our demons is preoccupation. We're preoccupied with something else, we're emotionally disconnected. My kids, I used to struggle with that until God awakened me in some very, and I'll tell you about that in a moment, in some very tangible ways, and set me free from the demon of preoccupation. That used to bring a lot of pain in us. Because my kids used to say, Dad, you know, in those days, if we wanted to ask you something, we knew you'd say no. We'd wait till you're preoccupied, and then you just nodded. I used to be physically present, but emotionally absent. How many can relate to that? Yeah. So we have to work with this stuff. So maybe one more thing about waffles and spaghetti that might be helpful to you guys. And then in the cake, maybe you don't want any waffles and spaghetti yet. You guys, does that relate to you? Anybody understand that? So here's the thing. Here's some advice here. How to impress a woman? Compliment her. Cuddle her. Does that impress a woman? Kiss her. Caress her. Love her. Stroke her. Tease her. Comfort her, protect her, hug her, hold her, spend money on her, dine her, love her. Care for her, stand by her, support her, go to the ends of the earth for her. I'll impress a man. Just make it. That keep us captive from living the free life that Jesus intended for us to live. And we've been given a mandate to set captives free. So we've got to touch the issues. We've got to press into the issues that keep people captive. And as I mentioned earlier, one of the biggest captivities is the entitlement trap. You cannot help somebody who feels entitled to be helped, because no help will be sufficient. They'll always want more and more and more. And sometimes our most precious relationships are crippled by the entitlement trap. The gospel speaks of an empowerment, the power of God unto salvation to all who believe. So we believe radically in empowerment. And now in South Africa, we're living in a transitional season, ongoing. It's been going on to a third decade. We're pressing in with changes in our nation. And we are constantly challenges for us. But I tell you what, our future will not come around in the area of entitlement, but by empowerment. We want to empower. And that's what we were saying in the Vineyard, and we were talking about that this last week in Germany. How can we empower our people better than we've ever done before? How can we be this new humanity that's not defined by the old ways, that lock us in old captivities, old mindsets? Cultural bondages is another way that we can be demonized and kept back from the freedom God wants for us. But I mean, all of our cultures, I've got a friend, African Shlopi in Port Elizabeth, who's written a couple of books about how we can be freed by God, yet imprisoned by culture. Sometimes our cultures have been so important to us, maybe generations, but we don't realize how much those cultures are still subject to broken thinking. And they haven't been subjected yet to the kingdom scrutiny. Because when you get born again, you become a citizen of another kingdom. Kingdom of God, and you learn to live into that culture and absorb that culture. Sure, take what you can from your own culture with you, but this is subject to that. If we can keep that in place, we've got a chance of actually becoming this new humanity that's not defined by all systems and classifications. Does that make sense to anybody in this house? Yeah. God wants us to be empowered people, not entitled people. I really believe that God wants to do something very, very significant around that for us. And so, when we become believers, what happens is that we get saved at the moment you say yes to Jesus. But also continue being saved. There's a process you begin. You've got a position. When you accept Christ over here, you come into a new position. If any man be in Christ, he is a new creation. But then he works that new nature into you. That's the process of sanctification. You want the theological word for it. And what God put on you in the righteousness of Christ is worked into you by the work of the Spirit. And He'll sometimes use your wife or your husband or your circumstances to teach you things about Himself. So He builds into us more and more the nature of Christ. And then the day will come on Jesus' return when we will have glorification. What remains to be changed will instantaneously be changed when we see Him, for we shall become like Him. Yeah, that's what the 1 John 3 says. So with this in mind, let's just acknowledge the fact that we are still human becomings. We're still human becomings. We're all in process. Hopefully we've started the journey, but we began to move more and more into His likeness. And some of us are slow learners, Some of us are slow learners. You know what? You can grow old without growing up. Because you can be trapped by your old patterns from the world, the flesh, and the devil that keep you locked into old patterns, culturally defined by habits that have been there, addictions in your life. All these things formulate the legion of demonic interference that keep you back from the freedom that Christ wants for you. And I'm talking about every level of freedom. In our physical, in our relational, in our financial, in our political, in our sociological, every area God wants us to walk as a free people. Creation is groaning, Romans 8 says, longing for the full release of it and manifestation of the sons of God in their freedom, right? That's what creation longs for. Society needs us to be free. We are salt and light, helping the way for the future to invade the present. That's what we are. We are people who are fetching the future, bring it into the present. So we need to be challenging ourselves about the things that keep us back in immaturity, keep us back in bondage, and trap us in those things. But here's the thing: not only is there 3 tenses to our salvation, but there are different ways of getting deliverance. And we've looked at that over the long years. And I've been very helped over many years by a broader view of deliverance. By the way, this is for every single believer. This is not for some kind of spiritual elite group. Every one of us has been given a mandate, according to Mark 16, these signs will follow those who believe. They will cast out the demonic. So we will set people free. This is every one of us. Now, I wouldn't suggest you walk up to your wife and say, I'd like to cast some demons out of you. There are better ways to do it. A demon of anger might just slap you across the face. But here's the thing. There are 3 ways that we've classically experienced for deliverance in many of our churches. The first would be what we call a classical Pentecostal, upfront, in your face, command out. It's an authoritative command for the demonic to leave. That's number 1. And that's commonly used and very effective in many, many circles. But what we have found over the years is that while you get freedom in that moment, you don't always retain your freedom. Sometimes 7 words in the verse come back. So that form of deliverance in and of itself is seldom sufficient for a person to walk in this new freedom. So the second way would be what the Evangelicals have used over the years, Baptist-style churches that are just strong on the word, where we teach, we turn on the lights. Maybe putting it differently. Let's imagine your kitchen, not yours, your neighbor's kitchen, is infested with cockroaches. And you want to advise your neighbor how to get rid of the cockroaches. So you can tell the neighbor, stand there and shout at those cockroaches. You're bigger than them, they'll run, they're afraid of you, they will go, and they will. That's a Pentecostal approach. The Baptist or Evangelical approach would be turn on the lights. Turn on the lights. Because cockroaches look for dark. And turning on lights, God's word is a light unto our path and a lamp to our feet, right? So when we teach on money management, on conflict resolution, we teach on forgiveness, we teach on all the things that, if they're not well understood, will leave people trapped and in bondage. So you teach on things that help people come into freedom, turning on the light. And you can get rid of the demonic just by teaching truth. As people see truth, freedom comes. So that's a good way. Both of these are good ways. There's a third way, because sometimes the cockroaches will sneak back out even when the lights are on. And it's tragic how many well-meaning spiritual leaders have fallen into sin. The demonic has come back at them, although they've been teaching with lights on. We know that's a phenomenon of our generations. We've seen it. So there's a third way. It's what we call the pastoral approach to deliverance. The pastoral approach. Where what you've got to do is you've got to clean the kitchen. You've got to get rid of the habitat on which the cockroaches are feeding. Why are they coming there in the first place? What attracts them to your kitchen? And And so you want to get down to root issues. You want to heal the wounds that keep festering and fermenting the guns on which the cockroaches feed. And you know this. If you don't do that, and you continue to harbor an area of woundedness in your life, wounded people wound people. You become toxic for those around you. It's hard to live with a wounded person. Especially if there's a no-speaks ban over the area of wounding. Like my driving years ago. They said, tell me, your right foot is not saved yet. I said, we'll pray for my right foot. Deliver the demon out of it. I don't ride like that anymore. I used to have to budget for speed fines. But I don't have to do that anymore. Because, as I say, we are getting saved slowly but surely. Salvation's coming. But I've appreciated people speaking to my life and dealing with the issues. Because here's the thing. What you don't deal with deals with you. What you refuse to process will take root in your life and will cause it to become a defiling thing. It makes your relationships very difficult and destroys so much that you couldn't have. Isn't it a wonderful picture of this guy when Jesus has spoken over him? He's seated, he's clothed, and in his right mind. And that's a picture of what the gospel does. It brings us security, it gives us identity, we are clothed, and it gives us the sense of being present in our right mind. We're here, we can connect. So this guy, he appreciated the gospel so much that Jesus then said to him, you can't go with me, I want you to stay right here and take what you've experienced. Because we comfort others with the comfort with which we have been comforted. Our ministry flows out of what we have experienced. So this third way is a very helpful way. And it centers in on inner healing, if I can use that phrase. You might have heard that phrase in other contexts, but let's just talk about that. I want to land on that this morning. Inner healing. And just very quickly, and because we've got 5 fingers on our hand, I'm going to give you 5 ways towards inner healing, and then we're going to wrap it up. 5 ways towards inner healing. And this will be helpful for all of us, I believe. The first thing that helps us to move towards a deliverance from all forms of bondage and become that which Christ has called us to be, to live in that freedom, is to acknowledge that you need deliverance. Acknowledge the need. Take off your mask and get real. I don't know where you might have been, the place where I shared this, but my dad was a Methodist minister and he committed suicide. And in the struggle, because I was one that had to go search for him, I found him and all of that. It's a whole long story which I can tell you about another day, if I ever get invited.
Come back next week.
I'll just tell you this part. I was so infuriated by what had happened because I'd been mountain climbing with him just a few days before, trying to get to open up. That's what he said to me. He said, Dad, you guys are a lucky generation. You've got words for feelings. He came out of the Second World War, and he said, in our generation, cowboys don't cry. You stuff it down, and you get on with life. Put your uniform and go back to work. And then the night before he died, I phoned him. I said, surely one of the issues in your life, I was a Methodist minister then too, in the neighbouring circuit and in Eastern Cape. And I said, surely one of the issues is just the workload. Because after he died, they replaced him with 6 full-time workers, to give you some idea of the load he carried. And he said, you're so right. I said, I'll tell you what, I was in my 20s, I'm 26 at the time, around there. I said, I'll take over your youth ministry, your student chaplaincy, even the chaplaincy for the 6 SI military camp. I've been a military chaplain. I'll do all that for you. He was so excited. The next night, he killed himself. It was freaky to me. And when the next day, with the help of a plane, search plane, they located the car. I drove through the night looking for him. And they radioed the position to me, and I raced through the bush, jumped out and ran the last part. I found the car and he gassed himself. And when I stood back, it wasn't plain as it was. Okay. He saw the colour and not the clock. Is that right? And I stood back because he was lying in the back seat, the car was locked. And I kicked the window in. And as I kicked that window in, I had one of those moments, and God is saying something to you that is significant. Listen to it. He said to me, just as you're kicking in this window to bring reality to an unreal situation, know that I'm calling you to do life, to do ministry, to be church, without any patience of pretense and unreality. Create that space, that safe place where people can actually find words and opportunities to process soul pain. but my grief and the anger of the grief just took over. And for the next month, praise God, I had some men who walked with me and allowed me to talk. I talked for a month up and down the streets of Grahamstown, processing and working with this. And in the struggle to understand what had gone down, I read his journal. This one said was part of it. And I discovered that he'd come from a product of a mother who died on him when he was a baby. And so his father had remarried a woman that rejected him. So he was raised with a rejecting mother. And you know, the mother's main gift to us is belonging. When you don't have a mother, we have what we call a mother wound. You don't have a loving mother. You have a mother wound, and your capacity to connect is hampered. In fact, I found out subsequently that 3 of my forefathers before him all had the same thing. They all had mothers that died or divorced and abandoned in infancy. So there was a legacy that came down the line. And he wrote in his journal, he said, in my younger years, I longed for someone to ask me how I really was. No one ever did. So I've learned this. Listen to this. I've learned to wear a mask and long for death. And when I was trying to find him, I realized this thing. I got on his appointment book, and I spoke to 10 people that had seen that last day. And they all said he served us amazingly. How does he come home from his 10th visit, praying for people, ministering to them, come home, load the hose pipe in the car, say goodbye to the domestic worker, and go and gas himself? How do you do that? I'm telling you now, my friends, we dare not be tolerant of the masks we wear. We've got to be dangerously, radically transparent, mask-free. Pretense is a horrible bondage. It's a horrible, horrible bondage. Because there is help. Acknowledge the need, number one. Acknowledge the need. Number two, work with forgiveness. The second ingredient towards any healing and appropriating your freedom is working with forgiveness. Forgiveness is a great antidote to the guilt and the shame. You know, guilt is what you feel for what you did. Shame is what you feel for who you are. And often, the stuff that goes on there, like, you remember the story of Joseph, who was rejected by his brothers and had many injustices inflicted upon him throughout the last 15 chapters of Genesis. It's all about Joseph. And in the end, Joseph, in the moment of reconciliation with his brothers, after Pharaoh had died, Joseph was now in Egypt providing for the whole known world, including his brothers, and they were petrified that he was now going to take them out. And he says to them, what you intended for evil, God purposed for good. And he just spoke forgiveness over them. You know, when you forgive another, it's not just good for the other, it's good for you. Amen. I've got a friend who's an Anglican priest in Port Elizabeth, whose 2 kids, ages 20 and 21, were both murdered in an incident. It was shocking. It was devastating. Can you imagine that? Beautiful Christian, spiritual young people. And within hours, he went public to say, I forgive the perpetrators. And that created such a turmoil in minds of many people that said, it's not right to forgive like that. You can't do that. And he said, you know what? They've done me an injustice. This is an ugly thing they've done. There's no doubt about it. Why would I let them continue to harass me and do injustice to me with the tool of bitterness? I choose not to be bitter. And that's not to say you feel forgiveness, it's a decision you make, right? And then the emotions oftentimes have to catch up with it, and they have over the years. I had shared a little while ago at one of our huge pastoral fraternals, and he shared the story. It wasn't a dry eye in the place as he unpacked the freedom that he obtained by standing on the truth of forgiveness. So no matter what has happened to you in history or in present days, forgive. It's a great tool towards your own deliverance and the deliverance of others around you. Absolutely vital. The third tool that will help us towards any healing is simply the healing of memories. Sometimes we like that, you know, there's a story told of the zoo in Denver. It was a very tiny little cage. They had this great big mountain bear in this little cage. And they felt, the eco people said, this is not right, you've got to be kind to this bear. So what they did, they kept this bear in this cage while they built this huge enclosure with alpine features, waterfalls, rocks, mountain-looking things, and trees. And And the day finally came to see this bed was just in his little cage, walking 3 meters up and 3 feet back again, all day long in this tiny little cage. That's what he could do. And then one day they opened the door and they let him go. Gave him his freedom. What do you think he did with his freedom? He walked 3 meters up, 3 meters down. That's all he could do the rest of his life. He could never own this new space. Why? Because he's locked in the track of memories that have fixated him to be all that he always just been for however long.
Sure.
I saw this actually happening at the circus camp in Pederson some time ago, Melbourne, and they had some circus elephants, these huge beasts. And I was talking to one of the guys there, and I found out that they would keep the elephants just on the sidewalk. I mean, there was no fences to hold them, with a flimsy little rope, and they could tie it to a stake. And the guy said to me, watch this, and he loosened the rope from the stake. The elephant was not tied. But you know what? He never moved beyond the length of the rope. Never moved beyond it. He'd been trapped just on that score, and that's all he could do. And sometimes we find ourselves captive to our own memories. You've had a bad love relationship, somebody did you an injustice, something happened, and you're trapped by that thing. There was a rape, there was an abuse, something's gone down for you, and that has caused ingrained memory patterns in your life. And so you find yourself only living by that which those lies have defined around you. And this is the thing, Jesus says, you know, I saw Satan fall. We read that just now in Luke 10. I saw Satan fall because Satan, and this is why I got so excited, is Beelzebul, the father of lies. I like that name, Beelzebul. Don't put a child that name, by the way. But what I like about it is whenever the devil opens his mouth, just boom comes out. Yeah. He's a father of lies. And this is what the gospel does for us. It sets us free by truth. And we need to hear the truth that replaces the lying memories that have trapped us to be less than what we could have been. Healing of memories. God wants us to be, and there's a way to engage with that. There's a pastoral approach to healing and deliverance. The fourth tool that will help us in our inner healing is the call to take responsibility. To realize that love has choices. You can choose. You are free to choose. No matter who does what to you, how you respond to them is your choice. It's your choice. What happens in our nation, what happens in our homes, our businesses, wherever it happens in our churches, what people say to us and do to us, it's our choice how we respond. And they're taking a responsibility, and there are tools that help us to do that. You've got cell groups where there's an opportunity to help each other. You've got courses you run right here that help you. If you're going to take responsibility for your own healing. Colleen and I have a saying, we will not help anybody towards healing more than they're willing to help themselves. We use homework as nuthetic counselors. We use homework as one of the tools of counseling because it empowers the person. It's not spoon feeding. You're empowering the person. And if they haven't done their homework, we cancel session 2. We won't do it till they've done some homework. Because otherwise, we're going to try and patch Humpty Dumpty up. It's not going to work. Humpty Dumpty must own his own journey towards healing. So take responsibility, engage when there's opportunity. Like you guys have a great engagement for worship here. I love the fact that you worship like an hour or so, just in getting in with God. Soak in worship. Be in a place where you can just receive from Him, man. I'm sure you have soaking meetings and opportunities as well. Places where people can pray for you. Engage, ask for it, go for it, press in for it. Don't wait, press in for it. And don't get irritated when people invite you in because they know that you need what that's offering. One of our soul groups has got a very difficult lady in it right now, and the soul group leader keeps coming back to say, we can't take her anymore. She's destroying things. You don't have anybody like that in your church, I'm sure. And you have one member who's making it extremely difficult for the whole cell group the lifestyle group to work. and it's all around the fact that she expects them to fix her. And she's not engaging one iota in her own journey towards healing. And that's a real problem. And sometimes love's got to be tough. I don't know if any of you had this experience where you needed to draw a line, a boundary, because you love the person, you do. When you're going to say it's marijuana, and I know it's changing now because of the laws, but marijuana still has the same effect as it's always had, and it's still an entry-level drug. It's a gateway drug to the wider drug experience, and it's still a mind-altering substance. It's addictive, and it disengages you from emotional connectivity. So I still would denounce it. It's not a helpful thing. I know all things are permissible, but not all things are beneficial. And this might be legally permissible now, but it's no longer, it should not be considered beneficial, except when it's under instruction of medicinal purposes of proper professionals. Understand that. I'm not denouncing that. As a recreational practice, it's demonized. Straight demonized. And you've got someone in your home that is using drugs, even if it's marijuana, and you know the effect of that in your home has been such that you had to say to the person, look, and here's the thing, tough love values cooperation more than togetherness. So you're willing to sacrifice the togetherness in order to get the cooperation. So you say to the person, look, this home, I've made a decision, I'm empowering you to make your own decision. So we're all free to make decisions. This home is not going to be marijuana free. You're welcome to stay here. All that this home represents is yours. But if you choose marijuana, then this is no longer your own. It's your choice. I've made a choice, you make yours. Does that make sense? And sometimes love's got to be tough like that. You can applicate that to many, many scenarios where you're bound to it. For example, as a married couple, I'm completely intolerant of any form of violence in our homes. There's never a time to give your wife a hiding.
That's right.
A slap. Or by the way, your husband a hiding.
Yeah.
It goes both ways.
Yeah.
In this dangerous world in which we now live. and so we tell people, one slap and you're up. One guy in our churches, we even, after this one scenario, they came to us and whatever, so we even got an interdict against him. He didn't take it out on his wife the next time around, 6 or 8 months later. He took it out on one of the children. And so legal process has taken, of course, assault charges and all that, and you can't believe, because through this he's had an awakening, spiritual awakening, he's come back to the Lord and all that. So it's fine, welcome back, you're welcome. But you're going to have to walk this out now. You've shattered trust. Forgiveness is there. It's a gift. But trust is earned. It might take you 5, 10 years to earn the trust again. See, because one of the 3 reasons we can engage with divorce is abuse. That's one of the 3. So when there's abuse, we've got to say no. So take responsibility. Whatever it looks like. If you want to grow, then start to grow. I found out that I can't get fit by just getting a gym membership card. You actually have to go there. You actually got to engage with the gym. So it's so hard, I wish my wife loves to go to the gym. I said, just go for me as well. Do for me too. That's why for my exercise, I like to work with my chainsaw. It's the least postural thing I know. Because no one phones me, no one wants to come near me, that thing's kicking up so much noise and dust and smoke and sawdust. I love it. And I cut anything that's available to be cut. But take responsibility, And the last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to land with this thing here. The 5th way we can reach in for any healing is by revelation. The things God shows us. Hold on to them, tuck them in, let them become a seed of your future. The revelations He gives you, the things that are prayed over you. Paul says in Corinthians 13, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, and reasoned like a child. When I became a man, when I saw the love, because it's all about the love of God, when I saw the revelation of His love, I put away childish things. I decided to grow up and get a life, and no longer be this bedraggled, entitled person, dominating and manipulating those around me, and you choose to live differently. Can I just say the love of God is the most transformative revelation we can ever have. We sang about some of the songs this morning. The love of God that transforms us. And ask God to show you that. I was some years, about 11 years after my dad died, I was visiting friends in the States, and I was in Tennessee. And I was in this restaurant in this forested area, and one of the kids went over to this little jukebox and chose a song called According to Pennsylvania. The song began to play, Make You Break Your Heart. Remember that song? And I just felt like, hey, I'm getting out of here. I felt the Lord say, come on, walk with me by the river. I excused myself, went down to the river. And the Tennessee River is a huge river, bigger than ours, it'd be easy or anything around here. And the Lord said to me, I want you to put your hand in this river and stop this river with your hand. So I looked around, make sure nobody was watching. That in itself was a convicting moment. I put my hand in, and of course the water didn't stop. And in that moment, the lights just went on for me. I felt like the Lord has made it so clear. There's nothing, He said to me, there's nothing you can do to stop this river. There's nothing also that you can do to stop me loving you. And in the moment, I saw the sovereignty of God. He's chosen to love me. I don't know why, but He has. Then He said, there's nothing you can do to make me love you more. And there's nothing you can do to make me love you less. His love is entirely gratuitous. It's His choice to love me. And all I can do is say, yes, thank you, Lord. And from that time, because that's what I said, thank you for this. Help me now to live from this revelation. That was back in 93, when God began to lay a fresh foundation in His love in my life that transformed the way. And for the next 12 years, very, very intentionally, I engaged, and I journaled the discoveries and the applications, and I had people pray, and I go to a farm at Alexander Fent, a couple of other guys would meet with me like for 4 days and just pray over my life and bring me out of the bondages that I'd lived in, of the anxieties, the fears, and the preoccupations, and all those demons. I mean, when I use the word demons, some of you still think of little red men with long red tails and pitchforks or something. But demons are influences, they're patterns, they can trap us. And I was being set free by revelation of God's love that just changed. And I found out that it's dangerous to run on empty. We've got to be filled with God's love, continuously filled. Filled every day with fresh awareness of His love. But what His love will do for us, it helps us to love ourselves like God loves us. And you know, when you're hating yourself, you can't practice the presence of God. You lose the sense of His presence through your self-hatred. This guy was cutting himself in the tubes. And so that little picture of the little boys who say they've lost God and trying to pin it on us, it's true for us right here. We lose God. We lose the sense of His presence. And unless we allow His love to impact us. And here's what, and I want to close with this thought for you. When we value appearance more than reality, we pander to pride. We serve pride. And fear and pride are our greatest enemies for our own healing. Because perfect love drives out fear. Perfect love makes us reliant on the love of God. So we don't have to lean into our own self-made ideas.